Kirby Smart's game reaction, plus all your latest news, weather, and traffic.
Between the hedges and across the state, this is where the Dogs play.
It's about to be electric, man. These guys ready to go. They got a different look to them tonight, different pop. So we want to get it going, get it cracking early. Let's see who the more physical team is.
Throws. He's got Walker throws me over the shoulder catch at the 18, and he's going to angle in to the end zone, I think. Touchdown, yeah. He got there right inside the left pylon. Play fake, dump it over in the end zone. Touchdown, Dell. Carson sets up wide open. Brock Bowers caught in the end zone. They belt him there. He tumbles, keeps the ball in his hands for a touchdown, Georgia. Georgia dominating this game.
For just a clinic there by the Georgia Bulldogs.
The Dogs took care of business against the Wildcats. Now they head to Music City, USA to battle Vanderbilt.
Trying to go play these guys in an early kick in Nashville. We got to prepare our guys the right way.
This is Georgia football. On the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network, welcome to play-by-play coverage of Georgia football. Bulldogs football is brought to you by Zaxby's, the official ice of the Georgia Bulldogs. Pruitt Health, family makes us stronger. Hoffman Financial Group, helping build your financial dynasty. Dos Equis, a proud sponsor of Georgia Athletics. Get a dose. Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. And by Southeast Mortgage, the official home loan lender of the Georgia Bulldogs. Now to the Piedmont Healthcare broadcast booth. Alongside former All-American Eric Zier, here's the voice of the Bulldogs, Scott Howard.
That's our national anthem here at First Bank Stadium in Nashville. Let's continue with the T-Mobile starting lineups on defense for Georgia.
Hey, fellas, the Dogs have deferred. We get the ball in the second half. Best is coming out of locker room before the game. Coach Smart said, we had a great week of practice. Let's let it transfer over to the game. BYOJ was the absolute number one thing he talked about. Bring your own juice and bring it for your teammates and show everybody who we are today. Scott.
All right, Shock.
Get it cracking.
There you go. Let's get popping. I like it. It sounded like Lee Hedrick, the referee, told us what we were going to do there. I didn't hear Georgia say they wanted to defer. I just heard him. Hey, let's pause before we kick it. Let's pause 10 seconds. Station identification, Bulldogs Sports Network.
WSB Atlanta, WSBB FM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
It's time to tee it up here in Nashville, Tennessee. The opening kickoff powered by Georgia Power. Doesn't matter where in the Peach State you're cheering on the Dogs, Georgia Power is energizing your community. Visit georgiapower.com/community to learn more. And Eric Zier and I will be in the Piedmont Healthcare radio booth all day long here at First Bank Stadium, Vanderbilt Stadium, Dudley Field, Construction Zone, whatever you like. We'll be here all day long with great weather here in Nashville, Tennessee. Some high clouds, blue skies, bright sunshine, and very pleasant temperatures. A little bit of a breeze blowing in from, I think this is the south end zone to our right. And it's open-ended right now because of the construction. The left end zone, the north end zone, closer to the basketball facility here, if you're familiar with the configuration, has a lot more construction. They're a lot farther along in their completion on that end than we are on the south end. Georgia will be in white jerseys today, silver breeches, red hats. Vanderbilt in black jerseys, white pants, and white helmets for the most part. And we're about ready to go, Z, as we'll see if the Dogs have indeed brought their own juice.
Yeah, indeed we will. Completely different environment than what we saw last week, which was the most electric environment that we have played in all year long. Today, as you mentioned, cranes and both end zones. Construction is everywhere, even with a shrunken stadium capacity, right around 28,000, not even at full capacity there. So Dogs and their quest here to put two complete football games together indeed will have to BYOJ.
Heavy presence of Bulldog Nation here in Nashville today. Across the way on the east stands, it's virtually all red and black over there. And there's a good mix underneath us, the home stands for Vanderbilt. There's a good bit of red and black on this side of the stadium as well. So about the only thing that is missing is a freshly trimmed set of hedges around the field. That's about all you're missing here in Nashville today with this presence of the Georgia outcome, or the Georgia turnout, rather, as Jared Zirkle will kick it away for the Bulldogs from right to left to get this game underway. And here we go. As he puts his foot into this one, it'll come down on the goal line. Commodores' Jaden McGowan, their return man, calls for a fair catch right on the goal line. And Vanderbilt will start 1st and 10 at their 25. Our first half.
Seals had a running back that he would have an opportunity to option for, but Jones Jr. in a flash to swallow that play up.
2nd down, 12 now for Vanderbilt, right at the midfield stripe. Play fake, Seals will throw. It's caught on a slant, and Vanderbilt is off and running for a long touchdown. London Humphreys, a freshman from Nashville, Tennessee, caught it on a slant from the right side around the 35-yard line and outraced our defense all the way to the end zone. 50-yard strike. Commodores on the board first.
Run pass option there from the Commodores. Humphreys just on a slant on the outside, and Dogs just out of position. Not a white jersey in sight as he split the entire defense. Kind of flared out initially like he was going to go run a fade out of a bunch stacked formation on the outside for the Commodores. Fake going outside, ran a slant underneath, and not a dog in sight.
Point after try by Vanderbilt. Jacob Borchilla, and he kicks it right into the cranes and the hanging scoreboard to our right. The extra point is good. It's 7-0 Commodores. We'll tell you how it got to be like that right after this timeout on the Bulldogs Sports Network. Ball's on our 42. We're trailing 7-0 here in the first quarter. Back in the shotgun with Edwards to his right. 3 receivers to the near side left. McConkey and Lovett, and then Rara, the wideout on this side. Snap it back to Carson. Beck sets and throws. Pressure comes in. Ball comes out. Vanderbilt looks like they're diving on it. They do. They have got it at the 32. A sack and a strip. And the ball goes to the Commodores. They've got it at Georgia's 32-yard line.
And the entire Vandy bench erupting here as they're off to the exact start they wanted. Vandy showed pressure, had all 4 linebackers lined up in the box. The Dogs had a mix-up in communication with protection where the offensive line slid to one of the backers we thought were coming, and then the back that we had in the backfield went for that same person, leaving Vandy Commodores untouched up the field. So miscommunication. Vandy didn't come on that play, by the way. Showed pressure and then backed out. Really nothing that Carson could do outside of protect the football a little bit better. Was trying to slide in the pocket and just had the football punched out.
One of the linebackers, Aeneas DeCosmo, is the guy who forced it, and Marlon Sewell fell on it for Vanderbilt. Borchilla, a transfer from Kansas, will try a 47-yarder on the near hash kicking right. The wind is coming in his direction. Here's the kick away. High hanging kick. It's fading and falling away short and to the left. It never had a chance with that wind, and it's no good. The Dogs dodge a bullet there. The turnover doesn't cost them.
Wind pretty brisk. You're kicking the other way. Vandy kickers were hitting 50-plus yarders in pregame, but into the wind, nothing doing there.
Still 7-0 Commodores first quarter. Another timeout. Back in a moment. Bulldog Sports Network. From the 38-yard line. He lost the ball again. Ball came out. Picked up by our lineman, our center, Cedric Van Pran. He's twisting and turning and got the first down at the 45. Beck put it on the turf for a second time.
Well,
and Ced was right there on the spot, picked it up, was just twisting his way through the Commodore defense, to get it to the 44s now where they'll spot it.
In all the years of playing football or watching football, I don't know if I've ever seen that. A botched center quarterback exchange where the center actually picks the football up and then just starts rumbling down the field for the first down.
28-yard run for Milton into the Massey Ferguson red zone. Will pile up on the goal line and try to push Beck across, and they do. Touchdown. Carson Beck just kind of backing his way over the pile of bodies right on the goal line and got the ball across the plate, and Georgia's on the board. It's 7-6, and the point after is coming.
And got a huge push from an offensive lineman. I'm not sure who it was. It may have been Tate Ratledge that came around the backside that gave Carson Beck that extra little shove to get him into the end zone.
Peyton Woodring to kick it into the construction zone here from to our left. As I think the replay booth is checking the replay to make sure that last play was a touchdown indeed. Our referee is Lee Hedrick now. He's turned him loose for the point after try. Georgia's touchdown brought to you by Engineered Solutions of Georgia, proud partner of the Bulldogs. Here's Woodring's point after try. It is up and into the net. Good. We're tied at 7 with 5:42 to go here in quarter number 1. So that drive.
Then Brock is probably running in even with the 11 guys in the box.
5th carry of the year for the All-American Bowers. This time we're going to hand it to Kendall Milton. He plows his way straight ahead, right up the hash and into the end zone. Touchdown, Kendall Milton.
A couple of big blocks there. Cedric Van Pran, Tate Ratledge ran right behind both of those big guys, and then it was Kendall Milton just running over a Commodore to get into the end zone.
Yeah, he was hit at the 1, and the defender was trying to get him low, and Milton, as you said, he just continued to run right over the top of him, fighting his way into the end zone in front of the goalpost for another Georgia touchdown. That's brought to you by Engineered Solutions of Georgia, proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs. And the point after try as Georgia goes in front for the first time in the game. The point after try on the way from Peyton Woodring out of the hold of Carson Beck. The kick is up and hits one of those big risers under the hanging scoreboard that's hanging from cranes, and it's good. It's 14-7. Dogs lead it. 13:42 to go. Second quarter. Dogs in front in Nashville. The way it should be. Back in a moment on the Bulldogs Sports Network. Muse and Muse and Lovett. The other number 6. Here's Haybill. Kicks it to Muse. He muffs the punt, but then scrambles and falls on top of it. At the 33-yard line. My goodness.
Yeah, third time today the ball's been on the ground. One we gave up. The other two were able to recover, but a little bit sloppy.
They're slipping and sliding on that turf out there as well, but the Dogs able to fall on the football and keep possession at the 33. A 50-yard punt that time, -2 on the fumbled return. Clifton, the defensive tackle, got in there at the end of that play. He did have tons of time, but Clifton got a hand in his face on the throw. Now we'll try a field goal, 31 yards by Peyton Woodring, and he will punch it up in there good. Woodring gives the Dogs 3 points with that short field goal to make it 17-7. And with that good kick, the good hands at Allstate will contribute to the Georgia Bulldogs General Scholarship Fund. Seals claps his hands. He's back with time, throws it over the middle, and juggling, intercepted by Tyke Smith. They'll sling him down, tackle him at the Georgia 44-yard line. But Tyke with his 4th pick of the year.
Great defensive set right there by Tyke Smith. There was an end route that Vandy was trying to throw. Tyke ended up running the route for the receiver and just cut that football off. There was not an ounce of daylight between him and the Vandy receiver.
Seals trying to go to Junior Sherrill, a freshman receiver, between the hash marks. And as you pointed out, Z, Tyke read it all the way, broke in front of the receiver, an easy interception. Once he corralled the football, he was juggling it a little bit, and Sherrill makes the tackle at the 45. Now Georgia with 37 seconds left and a full allotment of timeouts, possibly a chance to get more points before halftime.
And the ball coming out at halftime, so Dogs right now up 17-7, but a chance here to really create some separation between the Dogs and the Commodores.
Turnovers now even in the game. Carson Beck had a strip sack on him in the first quarter. Commodores couldn't do anything with it. Let's see what Georgia can do after the interception from the 45. Snap it back to Beck. He's got time to throw over the middle, caught by the tight end, Oscar Delp. He's hit immediately at the 35-yard line. Delp was preparing his body for that collision. He covered up like a Brock Bowers would, held onto the football at the 35, and the Dogs go quickly. Ready to throw it again. Beck pump fakes, now goes for the end zone. Lovett cuts off his route, makes an adjustment. Back shoulder catch at the 6. They tackle him at the 5.
Great adjustment on the throw and the route there to go back shoulder. Vandy in pretty good position to cover it. Both Lovett and Carson Beck saw the same thing. Went back shoulder. Lovett put his foot in the ground. Came back to go get that football. Dogs flying down the field. Still 19 seconds left after the Georgia timeout.
So the Dogs stop the clock after the 25-yard or 30-yard gain down to the 5-yard line on that throw from Lovett. 2 passes have gotten the Dogs in scoring position, and they are on the doorstep at the 5-yard line. Not just field goal we're thinking about. We're thinking 6 here with 19 seconds to go. And as Z said, the Dogs call a timeout, their first of the half. So they're on the Commodore 5, and it's going to be goal to go as Beck zips one to Oscar Delp, who got blown up over the middle but held on to the football, and then Lovett with a nice adjustment, Z, at the 5-yard line to break off the route, get away from his defender, turn around and catch the football at the 5.
You can give a Medal of Courage badge here to all the Georgia receivers and tight ends. They've caught the ball in heavy traffic today. They've taken some big blows, but
man in motion, stops and returns, and they throw it to him. Lovett wide open, caught, touchdown, right inside the left pylon, a yard deep in the end zone.
whoever says Mike Bobo can't draw up plays needs to watch that one. We fake the wide receiver motion and just do a whip route, and everybody on Vandy's side went with the motion, and Lovett standing wide open in the corner of the end zone.
4-yard touchdown throw, Carson Beck to Dominic Lovett. Nobody in his zip code over there. Called it all alone, about a yard deep in the end zone, right by the left pylon, and Georgia has jacked it up to a 23-7 lead, and here comes the point after by Peyton Woodring. Moat to snap, Beck to hold, Woodring to kick it high up between the pipes. It's good. It's 24-7. Dogs with 12 seconds to go here in the second quarter. That Georgia touchdown brought to you by Engineered Solutions of Georgia, proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs. So the Dogs cash in after the interception by Tyke Smith and go 55 yards in 4 plays. 4-yard touchdown pass from Beck to Lovett. That's your Georgia Metals drive summary. From a doghouse to a dog's house, Georgia Metals has got you covered. Now you got a little bit of breathing room.
Boy, do you ever, and Dogs get the interception, able to drive it right down the field. We get the football again coming out of the locker room. Tremendous execution in the last couple of minutes. Last 4 minutes of the first half, first 4 minutes of the second half. Critically important in football games and how that's managed, and Dogs couldn't have done it better than the way we just did, at least at the end of the first half.
Georgia picks up 8 yards, second down and 2. We go fast. Play fake, Beck. Oh, my goodness. His pass is tipped up in the air. A diving effort to try to intercept the tip. The referee, Lee Hedrick, says no, it's incomplete. It hit the turf. Vanderbilt still thinks they've intercepted the ball.
Hit the ground. Third down.
C.J. Taylor came in on a blitz, tipped Beck's pass right in front of him, tried to tip it to himself and catch his own tip. He dove to the turf. The referee right there on top of the play, Lee Hedrick. Snap back, Beck holds, kick is away, we'll watch it, and it's good. Just aim for the scissor razor things right there in front of the scoreboard, and you'll get it every time. He split the uprights, Woodring with his second field goal of the day, and the Dogs increase the lead to 27-7, and with that good kick, the good hands at Allstate will contribute to the Georgia Bulldogs General Scholarship Fund. Thank you, Allstate. Timeout in Nashville. Georgia 27, Commodore 7 on the Bulldogs Sports Network. Georgia scored 27 consecutive points, and the Commodores are trying to score for the first time since their opening possession back at the beginning of the game.
You have to think this is 2-down territory, being down 27-7.
Third and goal from the 3. Commodores now moving to our right. Seals claps his hands, throws a soft toss into the end zone, and it's caught by Hoskins as he crosses the goal line right on the hash mark, and that's a touchdown Vanderbilt.
Yeah, just a quick under route, had 2 trips formation, brought the outside receiver just underneath the 2 slot receivers. They pushed up the field. Very difficult to defend and well executed there by Vandy, and Vandy inching a little bit closer.
3-yard touchdown pass from Seals to Hoskins. And that makes it 27-13. The point after try by Jacob Borchilla. The Kansas transfer will kick it up and good. And there's their second touchdown of the game. 27-14 is our score. Number one Georgia leading in the opening seconds here in the fourth quarter. We've got a time in Nashville. Back after this, Bulldogs Sports Network. That's interception bait a lot of times. We're going to try a field goal now as the Dogs are facing fourth down here. Woodring's third attempt of the day. This will be from the 20. Near hash kicking left, 30-yard try. Beck, the holder, takes the snap. Woodring applies the leg power and kicks it up and through. And right into the construction project in the north stands. So Woodring 3 for 3. 30-yard field goal there. And with that good kick, the good hands at Allstate will contribute to the Georgia Bulldogs General Scholarship Fund. Thank you to Allstate. Georgia, new score, 30. Vanderbilt, 14, fourth quarter. Back in a moment, Bulldogs Sports Network.
Loss contained, never had anybody on the edge at all. Amuse had all his momentum to where he couldn't cut underneath the on-waiting tackler.
Second down, 13. Beck wants to throw, and he does. An interception at the 35. This might be a pick six. Commodores, he's down the sideline. Beck body blocks him into the sideline before he can get into the end zone at the 1 yard line. Beck saved a touchdown for the moment on a 34-yard interception return, and the Commodores player is injured on that far sideline. And that's C.J. Taylor. They're asking for some assistance on that far sideline. Beck saved the touchdown after he threw the pick, and the Commodores have it at the 1 yard line.
Well, I don't think Beck ever saw the defender threw it right to him.
We got a timeout for the injury. Timeout 30-14, but the Commodores are going to have it on the 1 when we come back on the Bulldogs Sports Network. Stay on the field. They'll put the ball down on the 3. The Dogs will substitute, and the Commodores are going to try to go for 2 here after the 1 yard touchdown plunge by Alexander. 3 receivers to the right, make it 4 to the right, 1 to the left. Empty set for Seals and the Commodores. 2-point conversion try to make it an 8-point game. Man in motion to the left. Fake the handoff there, roll to the right, throw it in the end zone. Ball batted away. Leaping in the air is Kamari Lassiter, well in front of the intended receiver in the back right corner. He leaped high in the air, got a hand on the ball, knocked it off a line and incomplete. And the Dogs survived the 2-point conversion try. It's still a 2-possession game now, 2-score game, 30-20. Commodores tighten the gap a little bit. Georgia by 10 as we pause 10 seconds. Station identification, Bulldog Sports Network.
WSB Atlanta, WSBB FM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
After the turnover by Georgia, the interception picked off by Taylor. 34-yard return to the 1 yard line. Georgia gives up a touchdown on the next play. Vanderbilt goes in from 1 yard out with an apparent ankle injury. This time back in the shotgun with Edwards off to his left. And he will give it to Dejan. Big hole right side. Dejan 40, 50, got a block. He's at the 40, the 30, far sideline, 20, 15, 10. They shove him. Did it get him out of bounds? Yeah, finally at the 6, maybe.
Boy, what a downfield block by Ladd McConkey. He actually made the block, turned around. He thought Dejan was taken to the house. Dejan got ran down, but perfect downfield block by Ladd McConkey.
62-yard run, Dejan Edwards, longest of his career, as the Dogs sprint into the Massey Ferguson red zone. In the huddle for Georgia, Green and Freeling, Fairchild, Van Pran, Ratledge, Morris, and Lindbergh. I formation. We go with Morris as a fullback. Give it to Dejan. He walks in right behind number 56, the big, massive offensive lineman at fullback. Edwards untouched on the 1 yard touchdown run.
Boy, huge hole opened up there, but Dogs almost didn't get that play off. That play clock was at 1, turning to 0 as we snapped the football. Just barely got it off, but it doesn't matter now. Tack on 6 more.
Dejan got the candy, 146 yards rushing for the senior. Claps his hands it off to Jones. Cash, 35-40. It's a sprint, 50, 45-40, 35-30, far sideline. Cash Jones, one guy to beat. He's going to drag him down at the 11.
Boy, that's a way to ice it right there. Cash Jones, as Vandy brought the house, able to get to the second level. Nobody was there because Vandy brought everybody. And now look for the Dogs to take a knee.
57-yard sprint on top of the 62-yarder moments ago by Edwards. Jones for 57. Victory formation for the Dogs at the Commodore 11. They snap it. 24 seconds to go. That's it. Commodores won't stop the clock. Georgia won't take another snap. And the Dogs got in. They got up a little bit. They do get the win, and now they get out. We'll go back home. Off week coming up for the Dogs. Florida in 2 weeks down in Jacksonville. 7-0 the record for Georgia now as the Dogs win it right now. Your final score, Georgia 37 and Vanderbilt 20, and the streaks continue. That's 24 wins in a row now for this Georgia program. That is 6 in a row in this series over the Commodores, 17 straight against Eastern Division opponents, 23 straight SEC regular season wins, 34 straight overall regular season wins, and on and on and on. Dogs remain unbeaten. It wasn't easy, but they got it done today. Again, the final 37-20 as they take it off the scoreboard pretty quickly here, at least on the big hanging board, the one that's hanging from the cranes. Stay tuned for our post-game coverage from Nashville. That's coming up in just a few moments. Hondo standing by to bring us that out of this commercial break. Again, your final, Georgia 37 and Vanderbilt 20 on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.